It's quiet because I'm still trying to set up here that I can't seem to figure out that they start early. So I guess I should just start showing up 15, 20 minutes early because they've started every single game early. I don't understand the point of the schedule. Guess I should go back to my old military mindset. You know, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. We'll get this eventually. Don't look like anybody's watching anyhow. So nobody is up yet in Alaska. It's still early. It's not even 10 a.m. here, so it's 6 something in Alaska. That's early. Shaky because I don't have the tripod set up yet. I will here in a minute if anyone is watching live, that is. We'll get there eventually. Kind of bummed to know if YouTube did something or my phone did something, but it seems like you can't hear the sounds of the game anymore. You only hear my voice. I noticed from watching earlier. All right, give me a second. I'm going to set up the tripod. Going to stop play by Seppi, who's starting us off the net today. All right, finally got everything set up here. If you're just joining us, it's still 0-0, 15:25 to go in the first. Started very early, earlier than scheduled, or scheduled, as the Aussies say. Almost set up yet. Who we got out there? We got Bloomfield out on defense, along with number 2, Jordan Anderson, Postma, Aojak, and Matson are out there. Looks like we've kind of got some lines set up. Coach has finally got the boys figured out. And oh, what a blow up there by Bloomfield. Just destroyed one of the players. Took out Matson with him. But showing a presence right now. Bloomfield steers that one away from up high. A shot was blocked. And this is a Dusty Tucks team. I don't know what I'll call them. The Tucks. Dusty. Team Dusty. And Bloomfield blows up another player there. Tucks running up the center slot there and holding the line, and another save and a cover by Seppi. 14-24 to go in a scoreless game thus far. The Dusty Tucks here that the Blades are playing against this morning is the only, well, not the only team. What am I trying to say here? They're the number one team in their bracket or their division. Um, and the only thing that makes them number one is the goal differential is they're plus 6, I think, or something like that. So they get scored on, they score goals and they get scored on, but they keep it pretty even, it seems. The Alaska Blades gold team, not to be confused with our mustard jerseys this morning, but the other half of the Blades won their game last night. So they are 1-1. We are currently 0-2. And if I'm not mistaken, the only team in our entire division to be shut out thus far. Laturette back there on defense. And along with Nicolette, who just made a phenomenal save as Seppi got caught out of position there. Defenseman comes in to help out. Seppi loses his lumber back behind the net. Tucks are walking around, everybody walking in, and heavy defense as they notice that their netminder is without his twig. Back behind the net, Laturette gives a heavy blow, so Nicolette's able to get in there as he takes a big hit from 2 guys, but he's the first one up and throws that one all the way up and around the boards and clears the zone, allowing Laturette back behind the play here is getting Seppi his stick, and now Seppi's back with his much needed equipment. Looking for a change are our mustard boys, but Anderson tried jumping on the ice there, but a little too early as the puck came back in the zone. We had to jump back up. Now Laturette will be changing out for Anderson along with the other defense partner, Nicolette. Oh, and a quick shot and a glove save by the Dusty Tucks goalie there. Again, you think I'd learn. We started very early, and I started the video late. So we're already nearly halfway through this first period. Scoreless game so far. From what I've seen, the Dusty Tucks team here is a tough contender, and they've owned a lot of the game. We haven't had a whole lot of ozone time thus far, but what we are doing is playing very aggressively and physically. Have you seen Bloomfield blow up some guys a few times, and our guys are just out there using the body and trying to get this thing going. Bloomfield, speak of him, he just grabbed that puck and threw it on in, dumped it for the guys to chase down. Now it's a 1-on-1 under and developing it a 2-on-1 as Bloomfield tries to take that pass away. What a save by Seppi there! Anderson gets it to Anunson. Tuck steal it away, walk it in, and heavily guarded there on a great play by, I believe that was Baxter, who's going to take a penalty for being too good. I think it's probably a trip. But it was kind of almost necessary. Not the worst penalty in the world, as that guy got past him with a quickness. I saw no symbology from the referee there, so I'm not sure of the official ruling, but they're having a conversation about it. One may not agree, saying it was a great defensive play, which, in my most humble opinion, I believed. Looked like he said rough. Coach on the other team has an issue. Apparently, a player got injured, and he's upset about it. I didn't see that either. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. Just means they didn't see it. So they're, like I said, our boys are playing physical. They're playing tough, and if maybe the coach isn't used to guys playing as physical as our Blades are this morning. Nonetheless, we're on a penalty kill for another minute 40 here. 11 and a half to go in the first period. Scoreless thus far. Blocked shot there. Or no, it wasn't blocked. It actually did make its way through Seppi, through the legs of Laturette, and Seppi making the save. And the coach continues to yell at the referee. Upset that his player got injured, which we don't want to see that. But I don't think it was the cause of our guys. No shot, stand up, saved by Seppi over the far boards. Tucks get it back. There's a lot happening already this morning. Emotions are flying as we're looking to win a game. Nick delivers a nice check there. Puck goes up high, held at the blue line by the Tucks. Tucks throw it back down to the dot. Backhand shot, glove down by Seppi, who says, "No way, Jose." 10:57 is where the clock stops. 67 seconds left in the penalty kill. Anderson's out there along with Wilson up front. Bloomfield is in back with Jordan Anderson. And that one went in. I thought that Seppi stopped that, but power play goal for the Dusty Tucks, making it a 0-1 game here. 10:48 to go in the first period. And I see more people have joined the video here. So yes, we started early. As per usual, this afternoon's game should be. Oh, I forgot to do. I forgot to turn my phone off again. I'm gonna have to do that before we lose video from a errant phone call. This evening's game should be, or afternoon, I guess, depending on where you are, at 4 p.m. But I'm going to say 3:45, so 12:45 is what we can expect. We can confirm that later, but just plan on it's going to start 15 minutes early. And I'll plan for it as well. I've failed everybody by not being early, or at least early enough. All right, you might lose video for just a second here. All right, looks like the feed's still going. I had to turn on the do not disturb. All right, who we got out there? Aojak line with Postma and Matson seems to be sticking with this one. Tucks have it. Bloomfield and Anderson back on defense. Bloomfield making that block. Anderson trying to get in front of that one. Shot's not given as Postma scoops it away, hands it up, goes up high, looking for Aojak, but Tucks are able to hold. Tucks throw it down in deep back around the net. Anderson has it. Only briefly, Tucks have it now. Shot saved by Seppi. Bloomfield takes it back behind his own net as he accelerates. Tucks had a player go down, so we could have an odd man rush here. Big hit against Bloomfield. Unlikely candidate as he was delivering them earlier, and he took one there. As there's some conversations about it. And it looks like we might get an emotional game here. Baxter, Brownworth, and Unson are all out there. Anundson. Brownworth was correcting me on pronunciations. I'll still screw it up. Don't worry. Tucks throw this one down deep to the far boards, back behind the net. Nicolette's going to pick that one up, hands it off to Latourette, trying to get up the boards to Anundson. Back around the net it goes. Nicolette picks it up again, looking for Brownworth. It goes just off his feet in front of him. But this one shouldn't. Maybe it will go for icing. Just barely made it as Brownworth was trying to chase it down with some lazy feet of the Tucks. Looks like we're going to keep those boys out there as they have just stepped on not too long ago. 9:08 to go in the first period. Score is 0-1. Tucks in the lead after a power play goal. Baxter with the face-off. Gets it forward. Tries to go up to Brownworth. Brownworth tries to tap it past the Tucks. Unable to, but Anderson comes in to help out. Brownworth is going to chase down, putting on the pressure along with Anderson. Tucks throw it out of the zone. And with pressure from Brownworth, ends up on the stick of Anderson, who dumps it in. Brownworth a chase down in the near corner. Trying to give a hit here to get that puck back as the puck is slung around to the opposing wall. And nobody behind the net, but Baxter swoops on in to deliver a hit to grab that one away. Brownworth comes in to help out. Anderson has it on his stick. Anderson goes up high to the point to Nicolette. Nicolette fires one, looking for a tip in from possibly Baxter, but the Tucks are able to steal it. They have a cherry picker all the way up ahead. And a shot and a bar down goal. and the Tucks. That's been the theme of this tournament is cherry pick, cherry pick, cherry pick. I've seen in every single game. Matter of fact, last night's game, they sat two guys, both their wingers, which sit all the way out here, neutral ice on the opposing blue line, forcing our defensemen to stand guard with them. So it was essentially a 3-on-3. It's the most bizarre cherry picking I've ever seen. To the net, Wilson, backhand shot, and did not go. Anderson, one each. Eli shot, chipped high over the net. Up from the point, we got Jordan Anderson who wants to walk this one down in. Eli Anderson takes his position up high. Eli Anderson has a puck once again. He's going to chip it up off the boards, trying to get back to himself. Bloomfield throws that one down in. Goldenberg is trying to chase that one down. Schollenberg. Why couldn't I not get names? Struggling here. Goldenberg was trying to get after that one. It's going to go all the way down to our zone where Anderson and Bloomfield are chasing that one down. Bloomfield gets there first. Bloomfield from behind the net has it stolen by the Tucks. Tucks go up high. High slot shot. Gets chipped by Schollenberg. Bloomfield's trying to get up after this one. It goes up to the point for the Tucks. Tucks shot. Blocked by Bloomfield. Tucks have it again. Tuck shot. And that one's chipped wide and the bat glass. Eli Anderson gets on top of that one. Anderson walks it, trying to get it out of the danger zone there as Wilson tries to step up and forces a puck down deep. Tucks have a Tuck shot on a hard angle, saved by Seppi. Right front and center. Seppi's trying to find a cover, and it's all over the place. It's behind the net. Tucks have it on the opposing boards, but only briefly as Wilson chipped that one out. Tucks have it again as Schollenberg puts on the pressure. Tucks have it out neutral ice as the Blades are making changes. Nicolette's on the ice and he defends, sticks that one away. With help from Jordan Anderson as they throw it down in the zone. And then it gets chipped right back on out, but Nicolette picks it up. He's going to chip it up off the boards with Ojak. Ojak has it, but only briefly. He's going to try and turn that puck the other way, and he wins that victory. Gets it up to Postman, a stoppage of play. What's this? And they're bringing into our defensive zone from a neutral zone. I'm very confused. I don't know what happened there. I guess I need to go back to referee college. Nicolette's going to take a hit down in the low corner as he battles alongside of Ojak and Matson to get that puck out. Matson scoots back, lets it be a 2-on-2 battle so we can get coverage here for all these dusty Tucks. Definitely going to be a physical game. It's going to be an emotional game. We got 5:45 to play here in the first period in a 0-2 game. Shot, trying to clean it up, unable to, as he is heavily guarded there by Laturette. I look Laturette. I couldn't tell. This one comes out to Postma, who's going to walk it all the way through, trying to get it over in the zone, but the Tucks steal it away. Ojak has it. He tried to backhand this one in. With help from Postma, we get a shot on goal. Blades go off on a change. Anderson and Baxter are out on the ice. Matson remains. And a trip, and we're going to get the penalty on that. And stoppage of play. So, unfortunately, I have to agree with that one. That was a trip by our boys there. It was Laturette that created that infraction as the Tucks had a lot of momentum there, and he was doing everything he could to defend and got the stick into the feet. Unintentional or not, he's going to have to sit in timeout for 2 minutes, and we go back to the penalty kill with Anderson and Baxter up front, Bloomfield, and Jordan Anderson back in defense. Tucks have it, Tucks up high. First goal of the game came from their power play unit. Blocked out by Baxter. Steered aside by Anderson, and Bloomfield's going to chip this one up and out. Possibly forgetting that that was an amazing play by Bloomfield there, but we can actually ice it, and that's exactly what he does here as he sent it all the way down. Back behind the net he goes. Tuuks have it. Tuuks into the zone. Wrap it up around the glass over to the other side. Bounce off the dashers into the corner. And sent all the way down on a beautiful clear by Anderson. We bring out some fresh killers. Stollenberg and Wilson on the ice. There's 1 minute remains in the penalty kill here as Wilson gets on that puck. He looks to make the clear. He goes wide and cleared by Jordan Anderson as he now steps off the ice, being replaced by Eli Anderson and Nicolette. Tuuks send that up to center ice where Wilson's going to send it right back down and in. The Alaska Mustards are doing a fantastic job on this penalty kill. Tuuks took himself out, thought he was going to take Schellenberg out. Can't do that. I don't think I could take Schellenberg out. And neutral ice, Tuuks have it as they try to regroup. They're going to re-enter the zone, guarded by Nicolette. Centering that one up, but off the stick of Wilson. Schellenberg has it, and he clears it out to neutral ice. 12 seconds remains on the penalty kill. Tuuks bring it on in. Go wide, shot. Blocked by Nicolette, and that stung him. And then a shot and a goal off the rebound. As there is 2 seconds remaining. Just about killed it, making it 0-3 now with 3:05 less in the first period. Anderson, Brownworth, Baxter line is out there. Bloomfield's back on defense with Anderson in the zone. Anderson has it. Brownworth slot shot. Blocker save. Brownworth's going to chase this one down in the corner. He gets that one away, but only briefly as the Tuuks pick it right back on up. Up high, Jordan Anderson trying to steal that one away. Gives Brownworth time to tap it right back to him. Anderson has it briefly. Baxter's up there battling alongside of him. Brownworth is going to chase this one down. Oh, that was Anderson back on defense, trying to get that one away. Brownworth steers that one aside down the corner. He goes to find a man. Back around the net it goes where Anderson's going to pick up the puck. He hands it up off to Baxter. Baxter gets it forward, looking for Brownworth, but the Tuuks intercept. Tuuks maintain up high. Tuuks have it, looking to walk and shoot. Blocker saved by Seppi. Not sure it would go in anyways. Held in there by the half wall, sent down in deep. Delivering that check was Jordan Anderson. Back behind the net, Baxter trying to give that check. Bloomfield gets on it, hands it back to Baxter. Player goes down in the process. Anderson chips this one out. Brown's going to chase it down. He's going to throw it on in, but it's an icing because he's on the wrong side of the red line. As he desperately needed a change, and he was on the wrong side of the red line to send that one down in. 2:02 remains in the first period. Eljack lines out there with Matson Postma. Shot and a goal. Watcheretz is back on defense with Nicolette, and that's going to make the score 0-4 now in the first period, 1:54 to go. Who are you guys cheering for? Who are you cheering for? Blades family's on the wrong side of the benches here. Shot blocked. Tuuks maintain possession. Tuuks have it. Trying to slot that one up. Safe by Seppi. That's weird. I was looking at the clock. It went from 127 to 125. There's no such thing as 126 in Minnesota. Tuuks maintained down the corner. Shot from up high. Saved by Seppi. Rebound opportunity was blocked. Went wide of the net. Somebody's got some lumber on the ice. Not sure if it's broken or if someone lost their stick, but takes out a player and then just sits on the corner. 1 minute to play in the first period in this 0-4 game. Shot by the Tuuks, saved by Seppi. Rebound opportunity steered aside by Matson. And again, not allowing the shot. Lacheret has it, hands it over to Nicolette. Trying to run up the boards. Nicolette's taken out. Tuuks have it. Tuuks towards the net. Goes behind the net. Tuuks are going to pick it up in the near corner, send it back behind the net around to the opposing side. Picking it up high at the point. Tuuks shot from the point. Correction. Pass down low. Then a shot. Or a kick save there by Seppi on the right leg back. Back behind the net. Puck goes. Tuuks are going to chase it down in the corner. Tuuks have it. Walk, shot, save, and gloved and held by Seppi, seeing that his defenseman Nicolette was the one without a stick. Nicolette continued to play. I didn't even know it was him without a stick. He continued to play so hard and getting away as a phenomenal defenseman, stopping a lot of that. 16.8 to go in the first. Schellenberg with the faceoff. Goes to Anderson, wraps around the net. Bloomfield to chase it down. Bloomfield gets a hold of that one. Bloomfield busts out, trying to send that one up to Wilson, I believe. Tuuks are going to get there first. As this period comes to a close, it's going to be 0-4 after 20 minutes of play. So just to give you an idea about the caliber of teams here, it's not only is this a AAA tournament and AAA teams that we're playing against in the state of hockey, but I literally watched, there's a word that's overused. I watched a tour bus show up this morning with the team in it. And it wasn't Bob's Tour Bus Services or Minnesota Busing Company. It had their doggone name all over the side of it, the hockey team's name. Their hockey team owns, operates a tour bus and delivers the teams here. That's the caliber of AAA hockey teams that we were playing. And for the Blades to be holding their own and doing what they've been doing, I'm honestly proud of them. It's a bummer that you travel this far and spend this kind of money to enter a tournament to just get dusted. But if you're not here seeing it, I'll tell you firsthand, the boys are, they want to win hockey, but they're having a good time. They're a great group of kids, great group of young men down there, and they're having a blast together as a team. 30 minutes after the game, there ain't a whole lot of laughing and smiling and smoking and joking. But I tell you what, after about 30 minutes, they're right back to their normal selves and they're having a good time and making good friendships and making memories. And that's in life, that can be more important because there's more things in life than just hockey. But we're here to battle, and the boys are definitely holding their own as best they can. I know it's hard to watch sometimes, but that's where we're at. Anderson chops that one away as it goes towards the net. Seppi Garden. Schellenberg sneaks in to try and tap that one up forward. Wilson up high, but the Tuuks have it off the side of the netting. Goes into the corner, wants to get on the near side. Wilson battles on the half wall, down low, gets it down in the corner, chips it back behind the net. Looks for Bloomfield. Bloomfield chips it up to Anderson. On the stick of Eli Anderson, goes forward and loses it to the Tuuks, where they stripped it away. This one deflects off the boards on net. Seppi steers it aside, allows Jordan Anderson to get on that, but Tuuks steal away, right front and center, and a shot and a save. It was under his leg pad, and he lifted it up. And there's some extracurriculars. They did not like him batting against their goalie. Seppi standing there with Bloomfield, looks like a midget. And Seppi, he can hold his own, to be honest with you. But Bloomfield comes in to back up his goalie, saying, "Get out of here." Coach elects to bring out some cooler heads, so he makes a full change, bringing out the Baxter line with Brownworth and Anunson and Unson. And back on defense is going to be Nicolette and Lateret. And we're actually going to get an offensive zone faceoff. And the reason for that is because we're going on the power play for a couple minutes. So I'm not sure what the call was, maybe a roughing. But 19:17 to go here in the second period. His first power play unit, Baxter, Brownworth, Anderson, and Bloomfield back on defense. So they swapped out the defenseman for the first power play unit. Baxter battling down low, along with Anderson. Brown was standing aside, waiting for that puck to come out. He can see it. He tries to pull it away, battling it down the corner as the Tucks are wasting time on this power play for the Blades. Basher goes down, trying to take advantage of the Tucks, but Anderson picks it up. Brown is going to chase down behind the net, try to get that puck back. Goes up to Bloomfield. Bloomfield chips it down, looking for Anderson. Puck goes back behind the net. Goes up high. Tucks are trying to chase this one down on an icing that is a clear for this penalty kill for them. Jordan Anderson now on the ice, chases this one down at the lower half wall. Anderson takes down a player. So that puck goes back behind the net. Brownworth is going to chase this one down. Should have finished that check. Bloomfield gets it back behind the net as he tries to set things up. He's going to accelerate through as he's getting hacked at from behind. Anderson chases with him. Shot and a glove save by their goalie, and they're going to stop playing. I expect we see the second power play unit as it's been a minute off the board thus far. 57 seconds remain on our power play as we bring out some fresh legs on the ice. 18-13 to go in the second period with a score of 0-4 with the Tucks in the lead. Stoltenberg takes the face off. Wilson on the left-hand side. Eli Anderson on the right. Nicolette and Lauderette back on defense. This one gets chipped out to neutral ice where Nicolette picked it up. He's going to turn it around. Gets it up to Wilson. Wilson hands it off to Schellenberg. Schellenberg walks it in. Hard angle shot and a cover by the goalie. As Anderson chipped at it right before the whistle blew, knowing that it was covered, but still trying to get in the head of the goalie. Schellenberg takes his face off. Nicolette, down low to Wilson. Off his stick, Tucks have it. Pat that one up, chipped it up off the wall and out. Nicolette chases down. Correction, Lauderette chases down. You know, a 4 and a 1 look very similar when the sweater's kind of wrinkled. Eli Anderson has it. He gains his own with Schellenberg. Schellenberg cuts back, waiting for his defenseman to come in as he cuts and curls, battling with the Tuck as they throw it all the way down. Lauderette chips it off the backhand, the wall to Wilson, sends it out to Schellenberg. Schellenberg has it. Accelerates through neutral ice. Chipped away by Lauderette. Shot, saved by Seppi as the power play comes to a close. 17:03 to go in the second period. 0-4. Tucks in the lead, bringing out the Aojak line with Matson and Postma for this defensive zone draw. Aojak face off forward. Tucks have it. Shot and a glove saved by Seppi. Number 30, Seppi Otto. Aojak with the face off. Wins it to his right hand side. Tucks pick it up first. Postman chases down. He gets it out of the zone. Gets it to Matson. Matson with Postman. Gain the line. Puck squirts on out. So we go back on the defensive. Jordan Anderson back there with Bloomfield. Tucks down low. Trying to rub out the player. They send it up. Up high to the point. Shot saved by Seppi. Thought through all the traffic. I'd be curious to know what the shots on goal are. I haven't seen a sheet yet or any statistics for that matter, but I think every game's got to be probably 50s to 60s shots on goals against us. And I wouldn't be surprised. I think we're doing okay. It's not like we're getting 3 shots on goal, but I don't think we have quite as much, maybe half, 25, 30 shots on goal. Not for a lack of effort, that's for sure. Postma has this one. He's going to walk through everybody. Drops it off for Matson. It may have been sticked away. Matson was trying to walk up the slot, but it got steered aside. Aojak comes in to help out. He's going to chip it down in deep, back behind the net. Tucks pick it up. Tucks send that one up high where Anderson holds. Anderson tried to walk it down, but stolen away by the Tucks. Tucks on another breakaway as Bloomfield chases down. Bloomfield gets there first on a great defensive play. What an effort by Bloomfield. Sticked away. Coming out with a flying poke check there with Seppi. Clears his zone, comes back in on an offsides, but they're not calling the delayed offsides. Sure. Doesn't matter. Jordan Anderson has it on his stick. He looks wide for Bloomfield. Has to chip it up off the boards. Tuuks have it again as they bring it in on what would appear to be another offside. Walked in the slot, shot, blocked by Bloomfield. Bloomfield pushes out wide. Once again, he's looking to deliver a big check to these guys as the emotions are high. Tuuks have it again, shot, and just getting enough leather on to steer it behind the net with Seppi. Down in the far corner, Bloomfield chases it down. He hits it back up to the Tuuks. The Tuuks. Are they from Alaska? I don't think so. Goalie sets it up. Brownwith is out there. Just holding the line was Baxter, trying to ring it right back in. Anderson's out there along with Brownwith and Baxter. Tuuks have it again. Back on defense is Nicolette as the Tuuks try to cut and curl around him. Another poke check by Seppi, and it looks like we're going to go on a power play for a hold. It was stopped when the Tuuks had it, but it looks like Nicolette's the one to go to the box, so I'm not sure why they blew the play dead at that point. Maybe we did touch it and I didn't see it, but we are now on a penalty kill as Nicolette is going to sit in timeout for a hold. Looked like another good defensive play to me. Coach elects to get some heavy hitters out here, so we got Schollenberg out, and Wilson back on defense will be Lotterat, and Eli Anderson is going to take a position on the ice as a defenseman, it would appear, for this penalty kill. Wilson gets out of the zone. Schollenberg has it on his stick, and he's trying to walk it up through neutral zone with Wilson, keeping the defenseman back on this penalty kill. Tuuks have it back behind the net. They go up high as they try to break out. Getting pressured by Wilson down in deep. Schollenberg back to join his defenseman as the Tuuks gain the line. Schollenberg steers that one away and clears his own. Back into neutral ice. Tuuks are forced to regroup. 14-14 to go. 1:30 to go on the penalty kill. Comes right to the stick of Eli Anderson, hands it up to Wilson. Wilson spends a little bit of time bringing it down in deep, but the Tuuks are going to get there first, centering that one up to the slot, but steered aside by Eli Anderson. Wilson battling and forces it out of the zone. Wilson continues to put on the pressure. Schollenberg also neutral ice with him as the Tuuks gain the zone. Wilson comes in. Oh, and we're going to get another penalty for an interference as Wilson checked a player without a puck. And we're going to go 5-on-3 here for 1:14. Coach elects to do some changes. Bloomfield, big man Bloomfield coming on out. Been a heavy hitter in this game thus far, alongside of Jordan Anderson. And we'll see if Coach is going to keep Schollenberg out there, another large body to battle on this 1:14 of 5-on-3 action. Schollenberg sends that one down deep in the corner. Blades work to box out or triangle out right here in the front, protecting the house, as we call it. Shot saved by Seppi. As you can see, that was a great visual on the players holding out and pushing out the Tuuk players, but also giving Seppi a clear view and being sure not to screen their own goalie. You see Bloomfield pushing the player out of the front and slot. Seppi goes down. Seppi back in his crease. Shot save. And another penalty. The penalty is against short conversation here. Penalty on Bloomfield. We need one more player on the ice, Coach. There's no such thing as a 5-on-2. They'd love it if there was, but anyways, I was just talking about that good play there by our boys. I really liked what I saw, and it's hard to see sometimes, but boys did a fantastic job. So Bloomfield's in the box for a couple minutes now. It'll be a 5-on-3. It's going to be a very long 5-on-3, 1.5 minutes worth. As we got 3 players in the box now, and I mean, it was nothing crazy or dirty. It was just calls that happened. At least not that I saw. I don't. Whatever. I'm not biased or anything. So Eli Anderson's going to join Schollenberg and Jordan Anderson for the continuation of the 5-on-3, because the Tucks don't have enough goals right now for this 0-4 lead or 0-4 deficit for us. 13:23 to go in our second period. And as previously stated, about 92 seconds of 5-on-3. Schellenberg with the faceoff goes back to the rear to Anderson. Anderson's going to chip that one up high, looking to clear, and it did. It exited the zone. I even had to throw my hand out and call it because there was a slight delay, but it did exit the zone. So that was an offside there by the Tucks, and we'll get a fresh faceoff here in the neutral zone. Schellenberg with the faceoff goes forward with it, keeping it out of the zone, forcing them to regroup. Pushing out wide was Anderson with help from Schellenberg. Tucks looking to bring this one in. They go up high with it. Goalie is now screened, goes wide, butterfly slide by Seppi, and a great defensive play by Eli Anderson keeps the shot away from the net. Tucks have it as they regroup. Shot saved by Seppi. Bounce out, rebound controlled by Eli Anderson, who sends it wide. He goes down in a slump. Up high for the Tucks. Tucks have it at the point. Walk down in deep. Pushed wide by Schellenberg down in the corner. Tucks looking to regroup. Shot saved right in the breadbasket of Seppi there, keeping it 0-4 right now, as we have concluded the first penalty against Nicolette, and he's coming back out on the ice. It remains 5-on-3 for another 45 seconds. Up high to the point for the Tucks. Shot tipped high into the far corner. Tucks trying to sweep that one up. This is going to be purely defensive at this point for the Blades. Shot saved by Seppi. Another save, rebound, controlled, trying to dive on that one. Schellenberg comes in and saves it and sweeps it aside out of the slot. Tucks have it up high. Tucks shot, and it goes right over the blocker's side. As Seppi went down, it went over his blocker's side high into that top corner on a 5-3 or a 5-on-3 power play for the Tucks, making it a 0-5 game. And we will now get a running clock as there's a 5-goal deficit. Baxter and Anderson are out there along with Anderson and Nicolette walked in on this 5-on-4. Anderson, big check there. The puck exits the zone. Baxter comes in to put on the pressure. 3 seconds to go. And we'll be back to 5-on-5 hockey. Correction, we won't be, because that was the first penalty that they got a goal on. So that's what brought us 5-on-4. We still have 60 seconds left of power play, or penalty kill for us, rather. Trying to find my words. It's almost frustrating. Wrapped around the dasher, goes up high, Tucks to hold. Tucks walking this one down. Chipped on the backhand. Jordan Anderson settles it down. Tucks bring it back behind the net. Up high for the Tucks. D-to-D pass. Tucks, look, shoot, wide of the net. Seppi may have got some leather on that one. Goes back up high again. Tucks unable to hold. Anderson's going to put on some pressure along with Baxter. Looks like they're going off on a change, bringing out big man Schellenberg, along with Laperette. Correction. Wilson. 23, not 21. That's Wilson's on the ice. Towards the net, trying to slap that one home and was unable to as a Tucks. 13 seconds to go on this penalty kill. Wilson has it, sends up to Schellenberg as he's taken down, or that was Anderson to Wilson. Tucks have it. Blades full strength. Bringing Eli Anderson back on the ice. Nicolette down low, back behind the net, trying to slap that one in, unable to, and then they finally do. Or was it? I'm not sure where it went. Yeah, it did go in the back of the net. Running clock here in the second period. Score is 0-6 now. And I think, is Seppi pulling himself? Or what is happening right now? It would appear that I'm not sure what, if there's equipment issue, if there's frustrations, if there's a choice that was made, but or if this was planned to split the game. But Allen is in the net now, bringing out the Aojak line. Matson and Postma out on the ice. Lautret and Nicolette back on defense in our 0-6 game. 9:41 to go. Second period running clock. Aojak with the faceoff. Well, we're wasting time. Still a lot of hockey left. That we could, no kidding, win this game. I understand yesterday's game, the Blades were up 6-1, and then some goals happened late in the third, and the other team almost brought it back. Blades did win. Final score 7-6. But the point being is that we can make up this deficit. I won't say easily, but there's enough hockey to make it happen. 9 minutes remaining in the second period running clock. Score is 0-6 with the Tuuks in the lead. Aojak with the face-off. Matson on his left, Postman on the right. Lautret, Nicolette back on defense. Face-off win goes to the Tuuks. Tuuks send that up forward. Tuuks get in the zone. Nicolette will chase down and heavily defend. Nicolette takes the puck back behind the net as he accelerates through, trying to send that one up forward. As he gets taken down and there's a penalty on the play, it looks like we're going to go to the power play after a trip against Nicolette. So we're going to take an offensive zone face-off. Bloomfield coming out with Anderson, Schollenberg, and Wilson, and Eli Anderson up front. Schollenberg wins it back to Bloomfield. Bloomfield from the point, shot, chopped down. Oh, and an opportunity there for Wilson as he had an open net, but he couldn't get a handle on it. Up high to Jordan Anderson. Anderson cross ice to Eli Anderson. Anderson in slot shot and good. Goes right in the back of the net, breaking the shutout, making the score 1-5. Good for the boys, getting a power play goal there. Eli Anderson breaking the egg and getting us one on the board. Score is now 1-6 with the Tuuks still in the lead. But as I just said, there's a lot of hockey left to get this score going a little bit better for the Blades. Schollenberg's out there with Eli Anderson and Wilson. Schollenberg sends that one forward towards the net. Goalie's going to cover it and stop play as he is being charged down by Wilson, and Schollenberg looking to get another one. Schollenberg with the faceoff. Or to Eli Anderson, goes up high to Bloomfield. Bloomfield sends it down the boards, but the Tuuks are going to pick it up. Wilson has it on his stick now as he accelerates through neutral ice. Schollenberg on his left-hand side. Wilson through the legs and a tripping penalty. We're going to go back on the power play, boys and girls. And it looks like Steppy, I think he may have broken his stick, is what, well, I don't know. He's leaving the ice with no blocker, no glove, no twig. So I'm not sure what's happening. We'll keep you updated on that, but it appears that maybe there's an equipment malfunction or something going on there. Anderson, Brownworth, and Baxter starting us off for this power play. Brownworth's going to chase this one down over the half wall along with Baxter. They hold. Sends it down and deep. Anderson's trying to get on this one as the Tuuks clear this one all the way down. Allen comes out of the net to settle this one down and set it up. He sends it up high to Bloomfield. Bloomfield is going to accelerate through the neutral ice. Brownworth taking a defensive position. Baxter on the right-hand side. Shot by Bloomfield. Sits right there in the front. Baxter looking to get that one away. It was a loose puck and a quick whistle. Brownworth and Baxter just swooped in trying to bat that one home as the puck was loose in front of the goalie, but the goalie got the benefit there by the referee, who kind of blew a quick whistle. It was a loose puck, never covered. Baxter wins the faceoff forward. Baxter's going to get on his stick. Anderson goes to the front slot. Brownworth comes in to help out back behind the net, but the Tuuks are going to get that one. Trying to block that one away was Baxter, but the Tuuks have it. Tuuks walk that one down and send it in deep. Allen comes out of the net to hold it behind the net. Sets things up and sends it over to Bloomfield. Bloomfield back to Anderson. Anderson, not sure what the plan was there, but he lost the puck. Has to go back behind the net. Sends it to Bloomfield. Bloomfield has it. Chips it forward to Baxter. Baxter has it on his stick. Sends it high to Brownworth. Brownworth just out of his reach as he chases this one down, and it goes for an icing as it was a fluttering puck just in front of his stick, and we're going to get some fresh legs on the ice. as we take a defensive zone face-off on a running clock, which runs the penalty out faster. 20 seconds remain on that. If we hurry, we may still have some power play time. Schollenberg, Wilson, and Eli Anderson up front. Schollenberg wins it back to the rear to LaTourette, who sends it over to Nicolette. Nicolette back behind the net to LaTourette. LaTourette settles things down back behind the net, trying to set it up. Sends it to Eli Anderson. Correction, Wilson. Wilson behind the net as the Tucks are now full strength. Wilson has it with speed and with rage as he sends it all the way through, trying to gain the zone. But the Tucks send it away back to the stick of Nicolette. Nicolette has it now. Nicolette's going to show off some offensive skills. He brings it in, but guarded by 4 players on the opposing team. Wilson chips it forward to Schollenberg. Schollenberg shot off the crossbar. Trying to chip that one away was Eli Anderson. Tucks have it now as they gain the zone. And a cross ice pass was chipped up. I couldn't tell by whose stick. It could have been Allen's. Tucks have it up high as they cut and curl. Shot sticked away by Allen as it made its way all the way to the net through traffic. Another hard angle shot goes to the opposing side. High corner, batted down low. Nicolette comes into guard. LaTourette looking to block it, and that's exactly what he does. LaTourette wraps up around the boards. Tucks had it, and they batted it right to the stick of Nicolette, who lost it to the Tucks. Tucks go down deep with it. Nicolette will chase down the low corner. Sends up the boards the half wall to Wilson. Wilson works it back down and deep. Nicolette's going to regroup. LaTourette gets it behind the net, chips it back to Nicolette, who bats it down. Nicolette sends it up high. One touch pass by Eli Anderson to Schollenberg, who has just collapsed upon at center ice. Wilson trying to get this one back, and it goes back in the zone to LaTourette, who sends it up and out. Trying to chase it down with a lot of speed. Schollenberg, he chips it forward. He's going to win this race. He gets there. He's got Wilson coming up the middle. He shoots off the rebound that's soaked up by the Tucks. 2:49 to go in this second period. Score is 1-6 Tucks. This one steered away by Nicolette, and Bloomfield's able to sweep in. He goes down in a slump, but it still gets the pass off to Postma. Postma wide to Wilson. It's a 2-on-2. Wilson cuts up the middle, and he's being hooked, and he still gets a shot off, but it just is steered aside by the goalie. Tucks have it over at the half wall. They chip it forward to Nicolette. Up to Aojak, who's trying to chase it down. Bloomfield's right there to steer that one away. As the Tucks try to collect this one up, they take Bloomfield down, and you hear cheering from the benches as Bloomfield is taking a lot of their guys down, and that's only going to motivate him more. Wilson sends this one down and deep. Bloomfield's going to pick it up, sends it right back to Wilson. Best pass in hockey, right back to the guy that just gave it to you. He sends it up to Aojak. That one may have come out, but the ref didn't see it. Shot, and a long arm of the law. Allen reaches up and snags that one out of the air. 1:54 to go in the second period. On a running clock, as there is a 5-goal deficit currently. The score is 1-6 with the Tucks in the lead. Bloomfield's going to get that face off. Goes down in the far corner, loses it to the Tucks, but he takes out a player in the process who has an owie. Well, and then our guy gets taken out. That was Matson, but he jumps right back up on the ice. Bloomfield chips that one forward. He's going to chase it down. Tucks have it. Tucks in the zone. Trying to get past Jordan Anderson, but he does not allow that to happen. Tucks have it. Checked by Aojak. Unlikely candidate as that guy is 1.5 times his size, but Aojak is here to play. Puck goes back behind the net. Reverse course by Anderson. 1 minute play in the second period. Up the near wall to the Tucks. Checked by Matson. Goes to Jordan Anderson. He goes behind the net with it. Postma chasing this one down. Tucks steal it away. Bloomfield trying to get a stick on that. Postma lifts the stick, trying to get that puck back. Puck goes back behind the net over to the near corner. Sent forward by Anderson. And Tucks out of the zone with it, trying to chip it back in. Jordan Anderson has it yet again. Gets that one back out of the zone. Tucks would be offside as they battle on the blue line. Anderson comes up with it, but it goes to the Tucks. 24 seconds to go in this period. As this one's chipped in by the Tucks. Bloomfield gets there, uses the boards to try and get that one out, but the Tucks are able to hold. Puck back behind the net in the near corner and up the boards. Sent back down and deep by the Tucks. Bloomfield's going to get there first. 10 seconds to go in the second period. Over the far wall. Tucks at the half wall. Send it back down a little bit deeper. Tucks shot off a hard angle is easily, making it look easy, that is, was Allen. And this one gets chipped out of the zone as the period comes to a close, and we're going to go to intermission for a quick zam after the first 2 periods, where the score here in Eden Prairie, Minnesota is 1-6 with the Tucks in the lead. Allen keeping the faith down there, giving fist bumps to his boys from all over the state of Alaska, from Fairbanks and Healy all the way down to the big city of Anchorage and Kenai. We've got players representing all of Alaska here on the Alaska Blades. As he continues to fist bump the other team and coaches because he's just a good sport and being the leader right now for our Alaska Blades, trying to keep smiles on the faces and have fun here in Minnesota. We will go up here where we can see our scoreboard and our beautiful red, white, and blue. And I'm going to go off and do some visiting. And I will be back in 20 minutes-ish. And you can see on the clock there, the countdown. They usually keep the intermission to that 20 minutes, sometimes a little bit less. But as soon as the exam's done, they'll beep the horn for the players to come out. We'll keep this thing going and see if the Alaska Blades can close this 5-goal gap. We don't have Jason places to fly. I don't know. It's all the best in class.
Yeah, he's walking
Well,
That's where
it's gone back. I'm back. Don't you worry. We're gonna get some of the players here. All right, so got the official word there on Seppi. He was in net, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with goalie gear or not, but there's a toe. Rather than tying the toe, the front of the bottom side of that leg pad, there's these deals that wrap around the skate blade, and then they're actually bolted to the bottom of the pad. Toe ties. I can't remember what they're called. I should know this. But anyways, one of those bolts came out, and the strap was hanging, and it kept getting caught under his skate, and he couldn't even move. He was trying to slide across, and apparently that was the reason for the. I'm back. I fell. That was the reason for that last goal. Getting the word directly from the source. He went to slide across, and he actually, if you saw, he fell down, and it's because that strap got caught underneath his skate. It's almost like not having a skate blade at all. So he does have it fixed. Not sure yet who we're going to see back in net. If Allen's going to continue to keep the reins on that, or if Seppi is going to go back now that his equipment is proper. By the looks of it, it looks like Allen is scratching up the crease right now. So I guess we can expect him to stay. There's the answer there. Seppi's going to go over, and the goalie love. Go get him, Tiger. It's a 1-6 game right now with the Tuuks in the lead. And it will be a running clock as there's a 5-goal deficit. We're bringing out Baxter and Brownworth are flanking Wilson now. So we're really mixing things up, it would appear. Nicolette and Lauderette are back on defense. This one goes up front and center as Nicolette has to steer to side as it was sat right there in the slot. Brownworth came down to deliver a check, and Wilson got the puck, but a check given to him as he loses the puck. Goes down back around the net. Lauderette swings it back up the boards to Baxter. Baxter goes up high with it. Shot saved by Allen from the point. Goes behind him and trickled through somehow. He thought he had it, and nobody recognizes. Both Lauderette and Brownworth are standing there dumbfounded, confused at how they didn't see it either. Making it a 1-7 game now. as there's a brief conversation. The boys not upset with their goalie, but only upset with themselves as they didn't help out their goalie. Schollenberg, Anderson, Eli Anderson up front now as we continue to mix up lines, trying to generate something. Bloomfield's back on defense with Jordan Anderson. Bloomfield has a puck. He steers it out of the zone. The Tucks are going to pick it up at center ice. Send that one up forward. Chips it into the zone. Bloomfield's going to get there first. He went to go cross ice, but whiffed on it. So Anderson swoops into the slot to steer it away. No shots given. Anderson has the puck now. He will gain the zone with Eli Anderson on his left. He fires one off, looking for a rebound, but the goalie didn't give one up. 18:35 to go in a running clock. Third period, 1-7 is the score. Tucks in the lead. If I was a rapper, I might be able to rhyme a team name for these guys. Well, you can go ahead and say it at home if you want. I won't say it on camera. But they're the Dusty Tucks. Yeah, or Tuuks. I don't know. They got it. They're behind their net. Schollenberg's chasing them down. Eli Anderson tried to steal that puck away. Tucks maintain possession. Jordan Anderson swoops in, steals it away. Anderson has it shot high over the net, wraps it around the dasher on the near side. Schollenberg delivers a check trying to get that puck back, but the Tucks get on it. Tucks to Anderson. Maybe Dusty Pucks? Dusty Tucks? I don't know. Come up with your own name. Bloomfield. Trying to steal that one away. Jordan Anderson slaps it away. Bloomfield gets it back. Bloomfield hands it up to Anderson, who's trying to get it up to Schollenberg, I believe. Back to Bloomfield. Bloomfield through neutral ice. Bloomfield accelerates through as he's being held. No call to play. Backhands it down in deep. Back behind the net it goes. Chasing it down is Eli Anderson. Tucks have it. Anderson trying to steal it away as the Tucks iced it. Nobody could get a handle on that. So you like to see that. That means that maybe they were trying to pass it. I didn't see anybody up here, but I hope we're making them nervous. Aojak, Matson, and Postma out there. So that line is held together. The other two lines have been changed up. Lautret up high, tries to hold, but it just scoots past him. Nicolette will pick that one up. Sends it up and out. Tucks would have brought it in on offside, so they ended up leaving it there, and they regroup at center ice. Send it up forward, where Lautret's going to pick it up. Steers it behind the net, chips it off a backhand to Nicolette. He tried to get it forward, gets it to Matson. Tucks have it. Tucks walking, high slot, blocked. Gets it to the stick of Nicolette, sends it out of the zone. No icing. Tucks have it. 16 minutes to go in a running clock, third period. Tucks regrouping. Heavily guarded by Lautret and Nicolette. Shot sticked high into the netting. Stoppage of play and a fresh face-off in the defensive zone with some fresh feet on the ice. And here comes the Wilson line now, a new, what I think is, I don't know, dare I call it the second line, if I'm reading it correctly. Wilson, Baxter, Brownworth out there along with Bloomfield and Jordan Anderson on defense. Tucks have it. Tucks walk, shoot, saved. Right side, rebound shot, saved up and soaked up by Allen as he covers it up. Laying down flat on the ice to make sure nobody can get to it, giving up the body to make sure he doesn't give up a goal. Aggressive play by our goalie, big man Allen from Fairbanks. Correct me if I'm wrong. A high shot was blocked by Baxter. Goes down low in the corner. Anderson gets there first. Sends it to the opposing side, looking for Bloomfield. Up to the half wall. Tucks have it. Guarded by Wilson. Shot. And another save, glove down by Allen. And I suspect a change will be happening as Baxter's coming on the ice. Anderson was out there bringing Baxter out with Brownworth and Wilson. Bloomfield and Anderson on defense. Wilson face off forward. He's got it. He's chipping up off the boards. Gets out to neutral ice. Baxter chases it down. He's got Brownworth on his left-hand side, but the puck tipped right away. Bloomfield has it now as he shows off offensive skills. He fires that one towards the net. Brownworth is going to pick it up at the half wall. Brownworth has it. He loses it. He left it behind. Jordan Anderson steps up into that one to try and get it back. With help from Brownworth, they sent it down a little bit deeper. Down towards the lower wall. Anderson's going to swoop on in that one. Wilson takes a defensive posture. Big hit given by Baxter, allowing Anderson to try and strip that one away. Brownworth comes in to help out. Bloomfield a hole. Bloomfield sends it back down in deep, wrapped around the boards and behind the net, where Baxter's going to pick it up. And then stripped away by the Tuuks. Bloomfield steps up in that one. Brownworth trying to get it away. Gets to Wilson. Wilson to Anderson. Anderson back in a defensive position. Toe drags across to maintain possession. Hands it off to Bloomfield. Defensemen are showing off some skill. Block shot there as Bloomfield tried to fire it towards the net. Puck goes down low to Brownworth. Brownworth looking to set it up. Slot. Wilson shot. And a save. This one wraps up around the boards of Bloomfield as Brownworth leaves the ice. That one was just barely blocked as Bloomfield was firing towards the net. Puck goes wide. Anderson's fresh legs out on the ice. Comes back to Nick Lett as they try to regroup. The boys are on fire right now. Tuck sent it all the way down the wrong side of the red line. Icing waved off. That was the wrong side of the red line there, bud. Refs are confused on a running clock. 13 minutes to go in this third period. It's going to be a fast one as the score is 1-7. 6-goal deficit in favor of the Tucks at the moment. That would have been an offsides, but it was the Tucks that brought it in. Cannot force an offsides. Tucks maintain possession for neutral ice. That one went off the skate blade of Eli Anderson. Goes back to the Tucks, however, as the Tucks dump it in. Wraps up and around the boards to the near side. Trying to guard that one with Nicolette. Shot saved by Allen. This one on the stick of Anderson as he accelerates out of the zone. Getting tripped and held. That's a hold. Call that, ref. That was blatant. And the hold allowed another player to come in and crush him and sandwich him, which could cause injury as his arm was held backwards. Thankfully, Anderson is no worse for the wear, but it just floors me when you see calls that aren't called that can injure. Shot blocked. Schollenberg was running up the slot there, looking to clean something up as that one went off the stick of Anderson, I believe. Anderson has it back on his stick, bounces it back to Lautrette. Lautrette back to the neutral ice, chipped out. The stick of the Tucks. Tucks are going to walk this one in, guarded by the defensemen as they fire off the post, ring the doorbell. Tucks have it. Rebound shot off the side of the net. Puck goes back behind the net. Nicolette's trying to get on that one. Nicolette has it. With help from Anderson, the legs of the zone, send it up to Postma, but it goes to the stick of the Tucks. We're not completing our passes very well today. Shot and glove down right in the breadbasket of Allen. Keeping it. A game of 1-7 right now. Well, we will not be shut out, but we are in a 6-goal deficit at the moment. Aojak takes the face off. Tucks have it back behind the net. Up high to the point. Unable to hold. Puck squirts out to the neutral zone. Lots of pressure there by Madsen. Back behind the net it goes. Anderson's going to chase it down in the far corner. Anderson chips it up the boards. Looking for Madsen, but the Tucks step up into that one to hold. Tucks have it down low. Battled with a heavy hit from Anderson. Trying to get it up to Madsen. It goes to the point again. Madsen trying to tap that one away. Wow, that one went over the back, and you saw Allen roll forward, so it rolled over his back and forward instead of bouncing out the back and into the net. And that one might have actually been onside. I hate to say it, it's in our favor, but I have to agree with the Tucks coach. That was right on the line. It never went over. Wilson takes face off with Baxter and Brownworth. Ran that one up forward, but only briefly. Baxter's trying to battle this one away. Coach is really upset. Brownworth taps that one away. Brownworth's going to chase it in. He's got Baxter with him. Brownworth to the net. Brownworth looks, shoots, and he scores! Brownworth with a hard angle shot. And he scores. Two to 7. As their coach is now yelling at our coach. What is he so upset about? There's still a conversation going on here. Let's play hockey, huh? Goodness gracious. Hey, it's a running clock. Let's go. We're here to play hockey. Get your date later. Wilson's out there with Baxter and Brownworth. On defense is LaTourette and Nicolette. Wilson runs that puck forward. Brown's going to try and chase this one down. Tucks have it yet again. Score is currently 2-7 with the Tucks in the lead. And we're trying to find a way back as the coach is wasting a lot of time. What a save by Allen! Brownworth right off his feet. And another save. Unbelievable. Did you see that, ladies and gentlemen? Attaboy, Timdy. Wow. Phenomenal saves. As we bring out a fresh lineup here, we've got or correction, no, we're leaving the same boys out there. Maybe it was the defenseman that changed. Wilson will take this face off. Puck goes up high, tucks to hold, sent down and deep, and another save by Allen as that puck goes up into the netting. Stopping play, but not the clock. As the score is 2-7 in the third period. Wilson with the face off. Baxter and Brown with the flank. Baxter wins that one forward. Baxter's doing, or correction, Wilson out of the zone. I'm just seeing Baxter in that face off dot. Tuck steal it back, bring it in the zone. Bloomfield to defend off the stick of skate of Bloomfield to Baxter, but then sticked away. And then Jordan Anderson sends it up to Brown. Brown was trying to send it up to Baxter there, but it just wouldn't go as the Tucks may have lifted his stick. Tucks have it yet again. Brown was back in the defensive position as Anderson was caught up front. Brown sticks it away, gets it over to Baxter, and then onto the stick of Wilson. Wilson has it now. Wilson through center ice. Wilson trying to take advantage of the bad sweep away by the Tucks there. Eli Anderson, fresh legs on the ice. This one goes back to the stick of Jordan Anderson, sends that one all the way down. It'll go for icing with 6:55 to go in the third period. Score is 2-7 as we take a defensive zone face-off. Yes, Joey Hockey getting emotional in this one because I usually try not to, but my goodness me, their coach is there's lots of words to describe him. I'll just say a tool. He's an absolute tool. He's yelling at our coaches on the bench. He's yelling at the refs. Maybe stuff's happening. I don't know if you guys saw it at home. He's claiming all this stuff. His players got owies. They get hit in their shoulders. I don't know. He's upset about hockey. We just want to play hockey. I really wish they dropped the puck. There's been about 5 minutes wasted. Allen making another save as we have a running clock. And honestly, that's 5 critical minutes as we get possession. We go down there and we score. And 5 goals with 6 minutes left is very possible. I know not everybody's going to agree with me. Yeah, we're a little outmatched here, but the boys are playing super hard. When you look at that hit by LaTourette, as the puck comes up high, the Tucks to hold at the line, send it right back down to LaTourette, who sends it up high, Tucks to hold somehow. Tucks walk that one hard angle shot that never went as LaTourette and Nicolette, or correction, it was actually Schollenberg who was guarding down there. It may have been Nicolette. He's on defense. And this one being called offside, shot was stopped and went up in the netting nonetheless, but it's going to come back out to a neutral zone face-off here with 5 minutes to go in the third period where the score is 2-7. Tucks in the lead. Schollenberg with Anderson and Anderson up front. LaTourette and Nicolette back on defense. That one went off the skate blade of the ref, and Anderson trying to take advantage of it, send it back down to deep looking for Schollenberg. As they battle at the blue line, gets it to Schollenberg. Schollenberg shot, which was blocked, and goes up high over to the near boards where Anderson's chasing this one down. Oh, and a big hit there by Anderson to get that puck back to Schollenberg. It goes back to LaTourette. LaTourette trying to chip it away, but the puck is just being magnetically attracted to those blue jerseys. Oh, and a big hit down in the corner, and that one's going to be penalized for an interference. And Nicolette drew that penalty. So we're going to go on the power play for, like 67 seconds because it is a running clock and these refs take an awful long time to drop the doggone puck. Can you tell that I'm frustrated? Already 10 seconds off of the penalty here. And this could be a power play goal for us. We bring out the Aojak line with Matson and Postma, Bloomfield and Anderson back on defense. Aojak with the face off forward, goes towards the net as he's trying to get it to Postma to clean up, but the Tucks have it now shorthanded. Bloomfield swoops in to steal that one away, sends it up high and out of the zone. That was an offside, but not being called. Aojak has it, might be better because we need to keep the momentum going. Matson's going to chase this one down in the far corner. Matson has it. Mats walks this one up and out. Bloomfield walks this one in. Big man Bloomfield's going to go to the net. Backhand shot, tip. Oh, and Aojak trying to clean that one up. And it just went off too many sticks and it just never made it there. As the Tucks ice it, but icing will be waved off because it is a penalty kill for them as they bring it down deep in the zone. Anderson looking to chase this one down. Tucks maintain possession up to their point. Shot, shipped down, but blocked by Bloomfield and then sent up but not out by Aojak as he's making a diving play there. Bloomfield's going to pick it up down low, maintain possession, kicks it back to himself. 48 seconds left of power play action for it. Postma is going to get this one up and out, but he's being tied up there by a player and stick ripped out of his hand. No call on the play. Comes back to the Tucks. 2:55 remains in the period. 36 seconds left in the power play. Bloomfield has it. Bloomfield looking up forward ice, loses it on his stick. Bloomfield gets it back. He recovers, sends it to Jordan Anderson. Anderson walks this one on his own with the toe drag. He's got Brown on his right hand side and Wilson. Anderson gets it sticked away. Wilson's right there, taps it back up, gets it to Brown with our most recent goal scorer. Brown maintains possession, goes up to Wilson. Wilson has it up high. They're looking to set it up with 10 seconds left. Sends it down low to Baxter. Baxter looks cut and curls, trying to send it down. He gets that one sticked away. Brown comes in, delivers a hit. Trying to get that puck back. Using the skates was Wilson, but only briefly. It's going to come out to center ice to Nicolette. Tucks are full strength. 5-on-5 hockey. We got Nicolette on the puck right now. 2 minutes to go in the period. Nicolette. Wow, look at the moves by Nicolette as he walks all the way through the entire team. Sends it down in deep. Brown with the chase down. Brown goes up in the slot, trying to stir things up. Wilson up high. Tucks chip it up off the boards back to center ice. Nicolette has it on his stick as he cuts and curls. Nicolette trying to go forward with it. Tucks steal it away. We got another Tuck with an owie. I don't know. Was it another shoulder injury or I don't know. Saved by Allen. Sure, the coach be and a dive there as they get some extracurriculars as they were on top of the goalie. Nicolette didn't like it. 90 seconds to play in the third period as we're calling penalties, and you almost just play hockey for crying out in the mud. Anderson's going to be out there with Eli Anderson up front, Lautrette in back. Schoenberg takes the face off. 67 seconds remain. And it's 5-on-5, I guess. 1 minute play in the game. Up high, Tuck paddle. Ooh, and an elbow right to the throat on Jordan Anderson, but he's no worse for the wear. Is their coach going to get upset about that? That was their guy that did it. And another one as behind the play here's kid sat on Anderson. How is a dirty coach going to be upset with hockey plays that we're making? Anyways, I've said my piece. Eli Anderson puts on the pressure here. Anderson trying to get that puck away, comes all the way back into our zone where Laucherette's going to recollect things, sends it up to Jordan Anderson and chips this one on out. Period is coming to a close rapidly as we are unable to maintain possession in this 2-7 game where the Tucks are in the lead. Just looking to waste time almost at this point as we deliver a couple of hits here towards the end of the game. I don't think we'll get extracurriculars as this game comes to a close. Allen looks to just settle it down behind the net as the Tucks swoop in because they're jerks, and Eli Anderson told him he is a jerk. And boys, if you're watching this later, I'm proud of you. You know, you have character. You did a fantastic job. You lost the game by the scoreboard, but you didn't lose it by heart. A lot of leaders on this team. That big man Allen right there being one of them, as he's just a fantastic sport, along with many others there in mustard yellow. Alaska Blades. Third game here in Minnesota. Unfortunate loss, 2-7, but not without a lot of character. And we don't look like the fools on the bench that team was. And here he is. He's continued wanting to chatter with the refs, whatever reason. Anyways, it should be 4 p.m. local here. That's 1 p.m. for y'all back in Alaska. Let's call it 12:45. I'll try to get up here, get set up early, and stop chattering to everyone else like I have. And keep talking to everybody. I'm a talker. If you didn't know. It'll be crossovers, and it's a 5-game guarantee. So we got crossovers this evening, and then tomorrow will be, I hate to say it, but most likely a consolation game. 10 a.m. local here, so 7 a.m. there. Again, 15 minutes early. Plan for that. Talk to your people that are here. Check the chat if you're on that. Apparently, I need to do the same. And until then, hopefully, we'll be talking here in just a few hours, and get a W for these boys. Till then, see you later.